Well, the time has come to decorate this small little apartment. So this is the first year we've been in here, and it is very, very small. And so things are really, really tight. So it's the first time I'm trying to decorate for Christmas here. I had to pare down about half of my Christmas decorations that I used to have. So I'm not even sure what I'm going to be putting out this year, what's going to fit or not fit, and try to remember what I got rid of and what still remains. So I've already have my wreath out here. I put that up early. And then you saw me in my last video put this tree up. It still needs to be fluffed. We're all going to decorate it today. The first thing I'm actually going to do is work on my Christmas village. So this is my Christmas village here, and I'm all of them except one doesn't light. It never lit, but that's the way it goes. It's fine. So everything else does that needs to light up. So I'm going to actually put this on top of our bookcase this year, because normally I used to do like garland and stuff, and I know my garland I got rid of because we just didn't have storage for it. So I'm going to put this on top of my bookcase this year instead. Okay, so I couldn't find my snow. It doesn't mean I don't have it. I could have thrown it away when I was trying to pare down. So I might have to go to the dollar store and grab some more. But I got this kind of laid out, and yes, sadly, Sarah's Cafe does not light up. I'd have to somehow figure out how to take the whole thing apart to figure out what's going on there. So that's my little Christmas village. So I will actually have some snow, obviously, down. And then I also had this, before I ever had a village, found this. It's a piece of like folk art. And it's an outhouse and a little house with a Christmas wreath on it. It's like driftwood made. So it's cute and very fitting for Nova Scotia. So I'm just sticking that in the back. There is some more kind of add it with my Christmas village. But I think that'll look nice there. Maybe eventually I'll add a few pieces in that, but I think for right now that's perfect. As I said, sadly, Sarah's Cafe does not light up, but I'm hoping because I have candles up there that will kind of like shine down and, you know, all that. But anyway, these ones light up and that little lights up. And the lampposts will light up. I just don't have the batteries that it needs for it. They're like the little disc batteries. And I went looking through my stash and I did not have any. So I'll have to go grab those too when I get the snow. All right, next thing on my list is to put my little nativity together. So I thought I'd put it in this shelf. Now, unfortunately, the base does not fit. Like I have to put this in an angle just to get it in there. So the base I can't put underneath it, unfortunately. However, I think it'll be fine just because, you know, this is kind of a woody grain thing too. So this was my grandmother's, is extremely old. I think it's from maybe the 60s, maybe 70s, maybe 60s or 70s. So I'm going to just kind of put all the little characters in, or the nativity scene together, and we're gonna call it done, even without the base. So there it is, all set up. There used to be like a light bulb thing that you would just stick in there and plug in to light up the area, but that is long since gone. So I just used that battery operated little light thing to light up the back area there. And I just put some berries in that little vase there. I took out the cotton, I don't know, buds. There's also this candle that I have in here, so that will send some glow down this way as well. So that's what I'm doing with the nativity. So onwards to the next thing. Just a little bit of an update here. It's kind of hard to film in small spaces, but I put the stocking holders, hangers, whatever they're called, here on each end. So I've hung the stockings. We have the kiddos. Rob's got a classic red and white. This is one that my aunt made for me that she knit, so with Mrs. Claus on it. And then this one will be for Penny, and she used it last year too. It was originally Layla's, but she's going to use it this year too. She used it last year as well. And so that is just ornaments that need to go on the Christmas tree. So I've been starting to put the candles in the windows, and I need to get some extension cords to get them all lit. I'll show you just the ones that's in the kiddos room. I'm going to show it up close just because it's his room. The windows in the kitchen are all like full of condensation because there's no seals in those windows, and there's a huge gap in the bottom, and so we've put stuff in to try to stop that, but it's just completely, you can't even see out the windows. So I don't know if I'm going to put candles in those ones or not. I might, but I might not. So these are the candles that I have in the kiddos room. So these ones belong to my grandmother, and they're really starting to show their age. They're going so yellow now. We used to have a sun porch on the house, and so she had enough of these to go through every single window in the sun porch, which was quite a lot. And then she had big ones to go in the windows in the kitchen, and then she had ones that looked like nativity scenes that went in our dining room and living room. And that's the other one there. So these ones are lit up and ready. I might just do a little bit of a tape of the cord up so they just don't all fall over. And those are some of the ornaments that we made the other day. And as you can see, it's just condensation on our window. All right, so now I'm gonna go back and fluff this Christmas tree. Alrighty, so I think that is fluffed as it's going to get. We might have to adjust a little bit, but we're going to decorate the tree as soon as the kiddo gets back home, and we're excited for that. Now, I've got this contraption. That's our air conditioner. We really don't have anywhere to put it. So I think this is where it's been storing, and I think that's where it's going to have to go back. But, you know, you don't want an air conditioner ruining the Christmas vibe I'm going on here. So I think I might wrap this thing in wrapping paper and put a bow on it so it just looks like a gift in the back. think that's what I'm going to do. And then I think I can fit this in an upwards up top shelf in a closet maybe. So I think we're going to do that. But in this, I think we're going to wrap that air conditioner and get it in there. Another little thing I did is I just put my little fairy, I put her in towards the back, and I stuck a little nutcracker. Now I have lots of nutcrackers, but I just, I think like normally maybe I would take this stuff down, but I'm not going to. So I have my little gnome there. And then this is my little praying rabbit my grandma gave me. It was one of the last stockings she put together. And so I had this little, it's one of those beanie babies. Or yeah, beanie babies, that's Thai beanie babies. That's what they're called. Anyway, it's a little praying bunny. And so that's just there, but that's the little gnome I had from that craft market. I don't think I'm going to do much more than this. This is just, I have these on so they'll die because they're left over from my fall decor. These little batteries will last forever. But I do have other like gold ones that I'm going to just kind of line across the top there. So that's the garland all on the tree. My grandmother used to do gold bead garland as well. When I was little, we had like, you know, the tinsely garland, but then we switched over to this bead garland. And so this is not the same, this is not her garland. I bought some bead garland when I had moved out in my own place, but it reminds me so much of the same one that she had. So now the three of us, so the two of us had put that together, now the three of us are gonna go and get this all decorated. So I think the tree turned out beautifully. The three of us decorated. Now my angel does not light up anymore. And my mother-in-law also gave me this angel to put on the tree a few years ago after this one didn't light anymore. And that one no longer lights. So I put her there just to try to hide the clutter. I also put Santa there to hide some clutter. And I also have moved my Mr. Gnome back here just to hide some of the desk clutter, just because everything's been compacted. So that angel was my grandmother's. She had it for years and years. Like, that must be more than 25 years old, not gonna lie. So I loved it. It matches like my color scheme, although you can't really tell, that looks more red, but it's actually burgundy. But it matches my gold, green, burgundy color scheme that I have mostly on the tree here. I've got some natural colors too, a little bit of browns and things. Then of course we've got some Harry Potter Dobby, which is my favorite character. And we've got the broken ornaments list, and no broken ornaments, but we've got an injured mummy. Somebody was not having it, that there was chaos and disruption in her house, so she scratched me. when I showed her this ornament, and she sniffed it and then scratched me. So we had to quickly bandage that up. And anyway, that's what kitties don't like disruptions to their routines. So decorating a Christmas tree is a disruption. This is one of my new ones I got this year. I think I found him. Where was he at? Was he at Walmart? I think he was at Walmart. I just thought he was so cute. Both Rob and I loved him. So we got him. And then this one is my absolute, and this one is my absolute favorite. It's a little teddy bear. It is older than me. It was my grandma's, not when she was a little kid, but she had it on her tree raising her family, and I loved it so much that she gave it to me. Then we have a few of these like shiny brights in there. So we have Santa and here, and then of course that was Mrs. Claus up there. And we have Santa there, and I think there's a teddy bear on this side. If we come around, I believe there is a teddy bear somewhere here. Let me just check. Where did I put him? There he is. There's the little teddy. There's the little teddy bear. Very cute. Another shiny bright ornament. And of course we have the cardinal on our tree to remember all our loved ones that are now looking down upon us. I do have this ornament I've had for a bit, but I keep not remembering to print a picture. So I'm going to get a picture of my grandma and put that there in that frame, but it's there for now. This is another new one this year that we picked up. This was just from Walmart too. That little kitty having a lot more fun than poor Penny was with this decoration. She was not having it. But that's the Christmas tree. I think you can see a better look at it now. So, all nice and lovely. So I do have a tree skirt to put under it. I have to excuse our boxes everywhere. But this is my tree skirt, and it's not a real tree skirt. It's actually an old skating skirt from maybe the 60s, quilted. And Grandma, for as long as I remember, she used this as the tree skirt, and I absolutely loved it. And so it's old, and I love it. And so it kind of fits in. I know everybody's like, oh, Ralph Lauren Christmas. I've always done it. So I'm going to put this under the tree. I just got to sweep up the ornaments. And the other thing I have to do is this. So this is just going to go tucked in there, but I'm going to wrap it with some wrapping paper and then tuck it in and just make it look like a present under the tree that's a little bit larger, just so it blends in a little bit, because we seriously have nowhere to put this. Non-tree related, I just have these 3 deer with this little Christmas scene just up here on the bookcase. So this is what I did in the kitchen. I put this little banner over the window and the stained glass in the window as well, those little ornaments that we did. And then up above here, I've just kind of stuck those lights up there. I wasn't able to do them as neatly as I wanted to. I had a whole bunch of these things and I was hoping to stick them up, but they won't stick on the top. And so they just keep coming off. So I've kind of taped like a little bit there to hold it, but as you can see, they're even coming off from the tape. So I kind of just flung them up there just to get some color on the top. So that's all we really did in the kitchen. I also stuck that Have Yourself a Little Merry Christmas on top of the stove. And I have my candles that I always have here. So this was one from last year or even the year before. So I still have some left to burn on it. And I have another Christmas candle. Just in case you're wondering, these are not dirt spots. They're marks on the wall. I have wiped all that down. So it's just, it is what it is in this place. On the island, I just have my little vintage cream and sugar glass vessels. And so I have some of these peppermint and wintergreen candies in this one. And then this one I have some Hershey Kisses. I previously had some little mini scores and that. So I'll probably just change it out with different little candies. Obviously we've been into it because I've had this out for a couple of days now. So I just have those little treats out there on the island. And this is our little dining table with the red tablecloth. So I think it looks nice. Yes, I didn't iron my tablecloth because my ironing board is buried somewhere at the moment. I do have to wash these placemats, but I just wanted to put it down just so you could see. So I just have my two little candlesticks here. I probably will not burn those candles. I have been having a hard time finding candles that fit these old brass candlesticks because they're small and so they don't fit a regular size candle. So I just have them in there, and then this other one that I've put a little bit of berries on, my little gnome. I just have my grandmother's old reflection glass mirror thing, and a doily I'd gotten from, I've always had it there, but since we moved in, but I've got it, I think I got it at like a church yard sale. And so yes, I have these plaid placemats. I got them years and years ago at the dollar store. And I also have these placemats here, and they're in Gaelic, and they say Noach Hana, which means Happy Christmas, in both Scottish and I believe Irish, Gaelic as well. And so I have those, and believe it or not, I found these at the dollar store here too. I've never seen something that had Gaelic at the dollar store before. And so when I saw them, I had to grab them. So I have little coasters for the glasses as well. There's only 3 of us here. Just because the place is so small, we'll be going like Christmas dinner. I'm going to cook everything here, but bring it to Rob's mom for Christmas. Like we're all going to bring all the pots and pans and everything over there. It's just a small space here. And I kind of threw this blanket that's always on the back of the couch there because we've had to use storage space because needing room for the tree, we've used this back space here because nobody sits there for storage. And so I've just covered it with my buffalo check blanket just so it's nice and hidden of all the stuff and it doesn't look so messy. So it's those little tricks you have to do, right, when you're in a very small, tight space, but, you know, you still live here, right? So anyway, so that is my dining room table. So that's where I'm going to leave this decorating video for this year. That's all the little bits of decorating we're doing in this tiny little space. I hope it gave you some ideas if you're still thinking of ideas for decorating your own small home and tiny space, small apartment here. But thank you so much for watching, friends. Thank you so much for all your support this past year. It really means a lot. My channel has been slowly growing and it really means a lot to me. So thank you so much again. Stay safe and be well, and I'll see you in the next video.